Hi everyone, welcome to the Stitchin Post. I'm here with Trish today. I'm Nancy. Normally this would be knitting with Nancy, but today you're going to get me for crochet. This is beginner crochet. I am the true beginner, but I'm going to show you what I do know. First thing we're going to go over is some tools and the different hooks. Just like I did in beginner knitting, we started with worsted weight yarn, which is a medium weight, number 4, if you're looking at a chart for weights. 3 different size hooks, kind of like a small, medium to beginner as far as diameter of the hook. The 5 would be the biggest you want to do. I'm loose, so I'm going down a size. Depending on your tension, I would start you here, and I have to look, I'm sorry, with an H hook at a 5 millimeter. This is US 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter. Again, I am loose from my knitting. I would also recommend a light colored yarn. We have different choices you can use. Again, 1 skein per project is what I'm trying to get people to do, just focusing on like a scarf, something simple. It is a wool that I'm using because wool has a good feel to it. Cotton's going to be a little bit harder. I know a lot of you will want to start to do crochet washcloths. It's easier to learn with the wool because of the resistance and the stretch. Cotton doesn't have that. So for at least your first thing, try it with this. Ultra wool is a super wash. Ultra alpaca is a wool alpaca blend. Again, the Amano Riddy is 100% merino wool. And this Malabrigo Rios is a superwash wool. Any of these works good. Also, if you're doing crochet, we do use markers to mark, but you need to be able to open them and remove them. Unlike stitch markers in knitting, where you slide over your needle, you don't do that here, but you can use open. So I have 2 cocoa notions here. One is like the safety pin, and one is an open stitch marker. Today we are going to use the Church Mouse, the Learn to Crochet Companion, and I'm going to go through this and start. Once you kind of work through this and know a little bit more, we have a number of ideas here from the different little animals you could make. My big book of weekend crochet projects, and a 1 Skein Wonder crochet book. We also have, and we'll show you a still picture after, of Happy Cotton, which has its own characters and uses little skeins of a DK weight yarn. Next we have is Toft. If you know here, we love Toft. These little tins are meringues. You'll get to make 2. But of the animals, you want to make sure you grab a number 1. 1 being the easiest. They go up 1, 2, and 3. I would stick with the 1s. So how do we get started with beginner crochet? First off, just like in knitting, I started with a slip knot. I'm going to do the same thing here. So if I just cross my yarn over, give it a little flip, and pull into the center, that's my slip knot. I'm going to pull this down over my hook. Again, don't pull it really tight. Somewhat, again, the diameter of the hook is the diameter of your stitch. Same thing with knitting. I'm going to open up my book here so Trish can follow along with me. And what we are doing, what I like about this book, it talks about the tools and some of the different things. It will explain weight, different yarn weights, and your gauge. Preparing your yarn, if you have it in a skein and you don't get it from here, you do need to wind it in a ball. We're happy to do that here for you. And again, if you buy online, just put a note in the comments so we know to do that. Here's the beginning slip knot. And I'm going to talk for 1 minute about the hooks we carry, which is the waves. The reason why I picked these for the store is because I like the way they feel on my hand. They have a soft touch to them, and they're easy for me to hold and manipulate. There are lots of other hooks out there. I don't want to backstab any of the others available. I'm just saying what I liked here. You will go over and try to practice on your tension and how to hold your yarn. I'm going to wrap this through up and over my index finger and kind of hold it here, similar to what they're showing here in the book. Again, starting from the beginning, you will have to find your tension. To do a simple chain, we are going to grab, I'm coming under the yarn, grabbing and pulling through that loop. Again, I don't want that loop too tight or I can't continue. Grab it down and through. And if you notice, if I pull this loop too tight, I cannot get it through. So I'm helping to maneuver it through with my thumb and forefingers here. On it, and we're going to go up and chain. Now, this beginning chain, just like casting on in knitting, this chain is your foundation row, and so this is the width of what you are making. So if it's a scarf, you're going to count how wide you want it, depending on the width. And that would be how many chains, depending on that. A lot of patterns go into explaining how many you want. I'm going to stop here. And now we are going to essentially do what's called a single crochet. So I am going to come into my first stitch, not the one I just finished with, but the next one. So I'm going to put my hook through, grab my yarn from behind, pull through once, wrap it again, and pull through twice. And go to the next stitch. Come through the stitch, grab my yarn once through, grab it again, and come through both. And you can see I am a little loose. If you have to reset your tension, that's fine. Or if you can't get your tension at the beginning and just hold it, whatever works. This is going to be your trial piece. Again, it is not meant to be perfect the first time. So around once and come through again. And as you can see, crochet, I'm maybe not as loose as I think I am. I'm tighter. The neat thing about crochet is I can undo it and come back and redo it. So again, through the next. And double through. Next one. And for me, it's harder on a little piece to keep my tension, as you can see. But I want to get to the end, my last one here, which I think is a little too tight, because I want to show you how you turn your work. So in order to turn my work, I'm going to do one loop through. And the reason why is I don't want my work to go in on an angle. I want to make sure I'm going straight up. So turning the work, I've added one stitch there, and now I'm coming into the second one. And then it's the exact same thing. Pull through once, come, pull through twice. Go to the next loop, come through once, come through twice. Again, this is a single crochet I'm doing. To the next one, once, oops, and now twice. So if I was making a scarf, and now I'm into the last one, oops, I just split, let me undo this. If I was doing a scarf, I would just keep going back and forth through. And I just split my stitch again. So again, if I'm going to turn to do row 2, pull it through once, turn my work, and come into that first stitch. If I can come through. So that is the beginner. What I'm going to show you into the book on it, and you can keep going. Again, I would make yours a little bit wider than what I have done here. What's nice about this book is it goes into a double crochet, a double half, working in the round. So it gives you a little bit more information on it and some looks and how to finish and how to count gauge and to do all that. So it's a great beginner tool to help you. I hope that I wasn't too cumbersome with my fingers to show you how to at least get started. Again, it is a beginner. You do have to work on your tension, holding your yarn, and don't expect perfection in the beginning. Any questions, come on by. If you like our video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'd love to hear comments. Thanks and have a great day.